In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to disassemble your regulator assembly on your crossover marker. We're first going to start off using our 3/16 Allen wrench, and we are going to remove our regulator cap, or some people like to call it the velocity adjuster. Essentially, they're one and the same. So we'll go ahead and set that off to the side. You now have your regulator spring, and you also have this guide that sits on the inside of the spring, and that helps guide your piston back and forth. So you want to make sure that you kind of keep those together. And then from there, you're going to remove your regulator piston, and it does fit in there pretty snug. I usually use a pair of needle nose pliers to remove that. And that's it for your regulator assembly. Basic maintenance is just kind of going through and re-lubricating this exterior O-ring on your regulator piston. Okay, so you're just going to use the Tipman grease, or the grease that's provided with your marker when you purchase it, and just kind of re-lubricate that piston. You can also go through and clean out the regulator housing using a Q-tip, or just a cloth of some sort. You can kind of bunch up the corner of it and clean the inner diameter of that out. Make sure it's kind of clean and clear of any kind of dirt or debris. And then with your re-lubricated regulator piston, you're just going to put that back in place and just kind of push it down in there until it seats. And you can kind of push down on that piston and feel it pop back up. Okay, so now that you have that seated in there properly, you can put your regulator spring and your regulator piston guide back into place. And you want to make sure that you get that completely seated. Once you have that seated, you're going to take your regulator cap, or as a lot of people call it, a velocity adjuster. Like I said, they're one and the same. And you're just going to thread that all the way down by hand. And then once I get to that point, I'll take my 3/16 Allen wrench, and I'll usually go and tighten the cap until I don't see the threads on the cap anymore. And that's typically a good starting point. And then once you get it there, you can air up the marker, test fire it. You definitely want to go chrono it after going through and re-lubricating that piston, because your velocity will change. So re-chrono it. Make sure that you're at a safe playing speed, 280, 290, or whatever the limit is at your local field. And that's the disassembly and maintenance of the crossover regulator.